The company CASETIFY, a very big and well-known sponsor on YouTube among creators, is in some real hot water this morning. As of November 24th, a gigantic lawsuit was filed from the company known as dbrand. Now, one of the reasons I'm even talking about this is that 6 months ago, I did do a sponsor for CASETIFY. And as far as I'm aware, they have had no history of anything like this up until this point. And as I dove into this, I'm like, wow, this is blatant theft. This is blatant copyright intellectual property. But the worst part of all is not only how CASETIFY responded this morning as of just a few hours ago, but they are now attempting to cover their tracks for blatantly stealing and copying somebody else's work, presenting it as their own, and marketing and making money off of it. And as of making this video, what we're talking about today isn't on their website anymore. They pulled it. So let's just jump right into their statement as of 3 hours ago. CASETIFY has always been a bastion of originality, and we hold pride in that. We are currently investigating a copyright allegation against us. Let me be really frank here. This is not an allegation, and I'm going to show you how it's not an allegation, okay? Allegations of like people's trademarking or copyright thing is a thing that happens a lot, but this, again, is not an allegation. There's no allegation here, and the fact that they put allegation here goes to show how out of touch of reality that they are. We have immediately removed the designs in question from all platforms. Now, CASETIFY is a massive company, and they have extended their brand out to other companies like Best Buy. CASETIFY cases have been all over Best Buy. You can buy them. All of the Best Buy links to these specific cases have been removed as of the last few hours, because this lawsuit came as a big surprise. We know what you're doing. They continue on. We are also investigating a DDoS attack that disrupted our website when the allegations surfaced. I don't believe that. I do not believe that your website was DDoSed. I believe that when the lawsuit was filed and people started talking about this, the original post already has over almost 2.5 million views in just a few hours. That a massive influx of people went to your website, and your website was crashing or being more slow than usual, or the fact that you had to maybe take down your entire website just temporarily to get rid of the things that you guys added that you stole. All systems are back to normal now, and all customer information safe. Thanks for your patience and support during this challenging, oh my goodness, challenging time. Yes, it's very challenging to steal from people. But let's continue. So Twitter does have readers added context. Everything's been removed already. The archives are still up, but at the end of the day, like, this is the Best Buy link right here. Okay. It is no longer active. It's been officially removed, but this is what it originally looked like. This would be just one example of what they do. So CASETIFY had these impact cases, and this is a case skin, okay? So it makes the internals, you put the skin over your phone, and it looks like the internals of your entire phone. It's a pretty cool concept. This is not like an original idea. A lot of companies have done this, but as I'm about to show you, this is what the issue is. So I'm not the biggest fan of The Verge, but this really is probably the best article that I've seen so far that just came out today. So if we look at this image, right? You know what, this is way too small. Can I not zoom in this? Okay, sorry. dbrand's initial MacBook Pro 16 device scan left versus the edited teardown design right. So look at this, okay? This is much higher quality. This is like, holy moly guacamole, okay? Now, one could argue that, okay, the design is similar, the internals of these devices are the same, but here's where it is blatant theft. Okay, so if we scroll down here, so this little video here helps you just see even more clearly how identical this is. CASETIFY has named it the Inside Out brand, and dbrand has it the Teardown brand. So obviously they changed the name, as that would be, you know, way too obvious if they're literally taking the same name. But where it gets really hilarious in this is that the marking specifically of the devices that have been, you know, used here, when you actually scroll down, just take a look at this. All right, so this is, to the right is, you see this little R0807. R0807. So this is the teardown device. The teardown device is dbrand's, and this is the inside out. Now, R087 is a reference to dbrand's online persona of being operated exclusively by robots. As a point of reference, dbrand owns and operates the former Twitter account handle robot as their customer support account. The R0807 text is not present on any of the Samsung Galaxy devices. You can't really be any more obvious than this. This is theft. This is copyright infringement to the core. Dbrand discovered CASETIFY allegedly copied 117 different designs down to many digital manipulations to the images made. Dbrand says it holds registered copyrights for each of these products, all of which were registered before CASETIFY's product launch. If CASETIFY had simply created their own teardown designs from scratch, we wouldn't have any to take an issue with. Dbrand CEO says, "We are under no illusion that Dbrand owns the idea of taking part phones and scanning them. The fact of the matter is that they repurpose our existing designs for their products, then went to great lengths to conceal their illegitimate appropriation of our work." Brand is hitting CASETIFY with a federal lawsuit in the Canadian courts where the company is based and seeking 8 figures in damages. It didn't give CASETIFY any warning either, which ended up pulling the cases in question from the CASETIFY website some 24 hours after the lawsuit going public. So Dbrand, for their cases, would put specific things in their product, their internal device, that would distinguish them as Dbrand, and CASETIFY basically took things that weren't originally in the original product to begin with and included Dbrand's addition to their own brand, if that makes sense. Dbrand puts these Easter eggs in their products to specifically distinguish that it is a Dbrand product, and then CASETIFY took that. It's a literal copy and paste with somebody else's Easter eggs for their brand. Now, the fact that CASETIFY also removed all of these cases so quickly, almost instantaneous as soon as the thing went public, that says a lot. Remember CASETIFY's statement. They said that they are the bastion of originality. Copying somebody's Easter eggs for their brand doesn't seem like originality to me. I'm very curious to see how this plays out in court. Now, I don't know if I can get in trouble for saying this, but I do know when I did a sponsorship for CASETIFY, I think it was 6 months ago. It was at the start of the year, I think. One of their things they had in their contract, or I should say things like their bullet points for their brand, was specifically like, we are really all about hiring freelance third-party artists, people who can make these creative, innovative designs that nobody else has. Now, from what I could see, that is true. There's a lot of really cool designs that they have that I've never seen anywhere else. CASETIFY, you are not the professional victim here. There is no allegation. There is no investigation. And yes, I am not going to be working with CASETIFY ever again. I only did one sponsor for them, and I didn't have any issues, but at the end of the day, I don't want to be associated with a company who does shady business practices. If Temu, if you could get the memo and stop emailing me, begging me to do a sponsor for you, I really appreciate it. You can go fuck yourself. Sorry, not about supporting child slave labor. I can't wait to see what happens in court. I don't know how they're going to prove damages, though. I mean, depending on how many copies of those phone cases and skins were sold, they may actually have a lot of... I don't know which is... I believe Dbrand is bigger than CASETIFY, but I also don't know. CASETIFY also is huge in of itself. We're dealing with two companies with millions upon millions of dollars. Who will come up on top? I have no idea. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think.